Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. So in today's video, I'm going to be unboxing a brand new 3D printer. Now after my FlashForge AD5X broke on me, I decided to go with the Creality K2 Combo. I've already got the Ender 3 V3 and the V2, so I'm really excited to see how this one compares. Let's dive right in. With the box open, the first thing I notice on top is a quick start guide. Hopefully I won't need this too much, but it's always nice to have the basics ready to go. Underneath that, we've got the small sample roll of filament to get you started with, and then all the accessories. One thing I immediately noticed is everything is clearly labelled, which is a nice touch. It may seem like a small thing, but it makes finding what you need so much easier during the setup. Digging a little bit deeper, we've got the power lead and the toolkit and a selection of spare parts. And we've also got a pair of snips. It's good to see Creality's including all the essentials rather than making you hunt around the workshop for the tools before you even switch the power on. Next out of the box, we've got the filament holder, and that's followed by the CFS buffer. Looking forward to trying the CFS system, so it'll be interesting to see how that performs once we've got everything up and running. And the last thing on top is the main screen. All labelled, ready to go. And there it is, the printer itself along with the CFS unit. The first impressions are really good, everything looks well protected, the packaging has done its job. And I have to say it looks a seriously substantial machine compared to my other printers. At this point I'm definitely excited to get it out of the box and see what it's capable of. But first check out this super solid packaging. Super sturdy, super good packaging foam. Creality have really stepped up the game on the packaging. One thing I noticed straight away was that Creality have taped the door shut to keep everything secure during transport. It's a small detail, but it's nice to see they've put some thought into protecting the printer when it's being shipped. The glass lid is at the side of the machine, so that's the next thing to come off. With that out of the way, I can remove the CFS unit. Just like the rest of the printer, it's held securely in place with some pretty substantial foam packaging, and everything has arrived in perfect condition. There's quite a bit of packaging to work through, but that's definitely better than opening the box and finding something damaged. While I'm getting all this removed, I just want to quickly mention that this isn't a sponsored video. Creality haven't sent me this printer, and they're not paying me for this review. I bought it myself, so everything you see in this video and any future videos will be based entirely on my own experience and honest opinions. Once all the packaging is finally out of the way, it's time to have a look at the size of this machine. Here's the build plate from Ender 3 V3. And when you place it on top of the K2's build plate, the difference is pretty impressive. Now it's time to remove the transport bolts that hold the build plate securely in place during shipping. One thing I thought was quite clever here is that Creality have actually labelled the correct Allen key as the unboxing wrench. It might seem like a small thing, but it means you're not sat there trying every single Allen key in the toolkit until you find the right one. It's one of those little details that just makes the setup process a little bit smoother, especially for anyone who's new to 3D printing. With the correct tool in hand, removing the transport bolts is quick and straightforward, and it's another step closer to getting the K2 powered up and ready for its first print. The next step is removing the plastic clips from the Z-axis rods. They're there to keep everything secure during shipping, and it only takes a few seconds to remove. Next up is the screen installation. The ribbon cable plugs straight in, and then the screen just slides into place. Nice and simple, with no complicated assembly required. The next step is installing the CFS buffer onto the back of the printer and connecting all of the tubes and cables. At first glance it looks like there's quite a lot going on here, but Creality have made the process fairly straightforward. The bags are clearly labelled and the tubes and cables are all marked up, so it's easy to identify what goes where. It's one of those jobs that looks more complicated than it actually is. By simply following the labels and working through it step by step, everything comes together pretty quickly. I have to say, so far the setup experience has been very user friendly. There haven't really been any moments where I've been left scratching my head wondering what to do next. Before long, all of the connections are made, the CFS buffer is mounted in place, and we're another step closer to getting the printer powered up for the first time. With the printer assembled, it's time to prepare the CFS. Inside are 2 desiccant packs which help absorb moisture and keep the filament dry while it's being stored. Before they can do their job, they need to be removed from their plastic packaging. Once they're unwrapped, they can be placed back into the designated compartments inside the CFS. It's a quick step, but keeping filament dry can make a big difference to print quality. So it's good to see moisture control is built into the system from the start. And there we have it. From opening the box to fully set up and plugged in, only about 30 minutes. So after getting everything set up, it was time to see what this machine could actually do. The first print had to be the classic Benchy. It's a pretty much go-to test for any new 3D printer, and I have to say I'm genuinely impressed with the result. The detail, the surface finish, and the overall quality straight out the machine is really impressive, especially considering this is the first print I've done on it. And the filament I used was just some cheap filament I already had laying around. The next print I tried was this microphone case, which is actually a really useful print for me. Again, this was printed using some old filament I had laying around, so this wasn't a fresh reel or anything specially prepared. I also left everything on the stock slicer settings just to see how the printer performs straight out the box. And honestly, the finish is really impressive. The quality, detail and how clean the print came out with minimal setup really shows what this machine is actually capable of. Next I wanted to put some PETG through its paces, so I printed a couple more practical parts. First up was this bed scraper, followed by a poop chute for the printer itself. This was a good chance to try out different materials to see how the K2 handled PETG. Again, I kept things pretty simple and used normal settings, and the results were really good. The prints came out clean with a nice finish, and it's great seeing the printer produce useful parts that I can actually use straight away. For the final test, I wanted to try out the multicolour printing, so I loaded up the CFS and printed this gold piston cup with the black lettering. This was one that I was most interested to see because multicolour prints can sometimes suffer from colour bleed, but I'm really impressed with how this turned out. I also tried a couple of HueForge prints, and these really surprised me. The amount of detail and the way that the different shades come through is honestly impressive. After testing everything from normal prints, PETG and now multicolour, my first impressions of the K2 have been really positive. So that's it for the first look at the K2 Combo. I'm really impressed with the results so far, but this is only the beginning. Subscribe to follow along with future prints and projects, and let me know what you think I should print next.